bring everyone in and take part in a collaborative process. One way that this happens, which I found to be a very interesting thing taking place within the Youth Caucus, is the use of technology to make sure that we have a very inclusive process. And Alicia was talking about this shared vision among the major groups at the Commission, and I think the Youth Caucus really takes it upon itself to make sure that there's also shared vision with people who aren't able to be at the Commission. And this is very, very important to the Youth Caucus, that it be a democratic process. And so there are a few ways that we try to do this. The way that it engages with technology is by having, first of all, we have a website, and it's a youth website at it's youen.org. And so that website really gets updated regularly with minutes from meetings, with our updated policy point, different statements that the youth are making. And so with regards to anybody anywhere else in the world that has access to the internet, they can get on the website and see what's going on. There's also a listserv. I believe it has over 1,600 youth on the listserv, and that includes people who have been to the Commission in the past, people who are here now, and youth who have never been but really care about these issues and want to be part of this process. And so, for example, the youth developed 7 policy points that they felt very strongly about, and those were actually voted on over this listserv. So we were really engaging with youth from all over the world in order to come up with our priorities. It's a very democratic process, and the youth were all really behind making sure that we were involving as many people as possible. Other ways that technology is used is through Google Groups or Google Documents, where you have this live document online and everybody can contribute to it. And this has been really useful because even with the people that are at the Commission, everybody's in different places throughout the day and attending different meetings, and so to have this live document where people in different places can contribute to is really helpful in coming up with a statement that's really representative of what the Youth Caucus is thinking. And then the other way that we're trying very hard to be inclusive and try to bring forward the perspectives of as many youth as possible. This was mentioned in one of the side events by one of the other youth from the BIC, is that we bring the stories of those that are around us in our communities with us. So just as Alicia engages with young people in her community, I engage with young people in my community, also between 12 and 15, but just generally other law students that I'm at school with, or students that I meet, that aren't necessarily in the same program but care about environmental issues, or just generally family, friends, as many people that I can speak to that are interested in these issues and that have perspective or that have been touched by these issues, and to bring those stories and those perspectives forward at the CSD is really a huge focus of the Youth Caucus. I can mention one more thing that I found really, really useful. Because of the nature of the Youth Caucus, there's a great deal of turnover. The youth don't stay youth forever and move on to other major groups. And so this year I've been finding that CSD veterans from other major groups have been really wonderful in sharing their knowledge, sharing their experiences at the CSD, and really trying to inform us based on the institutional knowledge that's been developed over time. And this kind of mentorship and guidance and exchanges has really generated a lot of learning. And so that's been something special that I've experienced as well.
I think in response to your question about the role of Baha'i delegates, I think it's interesting that we really are concerned with process as well as with outcome. Of course, we all want a really positive outcome from this 2-week commission. We hope that all the governments will agree to this wonderful document that will outline a path towards sustainable development. But also the process of getting there, the process of meeting with each other and learning how to collaborate is just as important. And it's so challenging because there's so many different views, even within one major group. But I guess as Baha'i delegates, we're hoping to, there's certain kind of principles that we help others understand as we're going through, and of course they're principles that everybody already kind of believes, but just remembering, for example, to include all voices, and remembering to be very positive about the process and building from strength to strength as opposed to kind of highlighting weaknesses. And yeah, so just being concerned with that process and being okay with focusing on the process as well as just the outcome has been one of our contributions.
I think it's just generally a huge learning experience.
Yeah.
Not only from the BIC delegates that we meet at the office, but from the youth that we're meeting at the commission, from the other participants that we're meeting at the commission. All these different people who are collaborating have so much to contribute, and also the process, just learning from the process and the outcomes, and it's just been a really incredible opportunity to learn and reflect.
And the connections that you make as well, I think that's been really powerful, because those connections really do continue throughout the year. And I found myself a lot of times last year emailing some random person that I connected with at the CSD from a very distant country, and asking, well, what do you think about this? I'm working on this project with my youth, and what do you think? What have you been doing with your youth groups? And so it's been this amazing way of forming this network of really close friends, especially among the youth caucus for me personally. It's been a wonderful learning opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you both.
You're very welcome.